The reason that, let me explain one thing. The reason that we refer to it as the Budo tournament and not really use the word martial arts is that to all the practitioners, Budo has a little bit more meaning in that it comes from the days of the samurai warriors and their philosophy of Bushido. And Bushido is very important to the philosophy. Martial arts there's so much mixed martial arts, this and that, but I think all of the practitioners that you see tonight practice Budo because it has more of a spiritual philosophy, and it's a way of life for them. So that's why we use the term Budo as meaning the road, Budo meaning road, path, and Bu coming from the Bushido. So it's the sort of the path or the way of the warrior. So that is important, I guess. Gary?
Thank you very much. Real honor to be here tonight. We have a demonstration crew, and I'm going to introduce our leader of the demonstration crew in a minute, but just some of our other important guests. Ken Tashima is our treasurer for NACA. Tim Weissel over here comes from the San Fernando Dojo, which is one of the oldest dojos in the U.S. I believe that the opponent of Cagney in Blood on the Sun trained at the San Fernando Dojo, to give you some history. And he will be our honoree in the Nikkei Day Parade. And we have Jimmy Yukaya over here from the Norwalk Dojo. And in a minute, I'll have Kenji come up when they do their demo. But let me tell you, Kenji Osugi Sensei from the Sawtell Dojo, he's a Shishidan. And last year at UCLA, when they had the Special Olympics, he was in charge of the judo event. They had over 100 players from all over the world. It was very, very well attended, and he ran the whole thing. So give him a big round of applause.
Nagano Kata consists of 5 different series. And the first series is tell us our hand technique. And again, we're going to do the first 2 series only. As with all kata, we start with a very formal beginning and very formal ending. Okay, first technique is called uki otoshi. You better back up, Connor. Don't have enough room. Floating drop. Now, typically this is done in an 8x8 meter arena. We're only using 5x5, so it's very cramped. Okay. Next is seoi-nage, shoulder throw. Kataguruma, shoulder reel. So after each series, they go back and fix their judogi, clean themselves up. And the next series is hip technique. First one is uki otoshi, floating hip throw. Next is haraidoshi, or sweeping hip throw. And then comes tsurikomigoshi, or inducing hip throw. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about how these techniques developed, and you guys can go ahead and turn around, and how we use the techniques today. So the first technique, the Kyotoshi, was actually developed in the battlefields of samurai era Japan, where you have two combatants wearing about 60 pounds of armor. So their upper body is very, very heavy. So if you could upset their balance forward in any way, you have an opportunity to throw. So this is where this technique came from. Go ahead and take a grip. Okay, so stand still and execute the throw. So here, okay, because they're standing rigid, it makes it very easy for them to just pull straight down and execute the throw. Okay, now once they're in this position, the person that got thrown, very difficult to get up because of the armor, she goes and picks up a big rock, drop it on his head, and it's done. Okay, that's how the battles used to go after you lose your sword. Now, today, okay, you might want to go in this direction on this. A lot of times in a tournament, kids or the participants get real excited and they charge. And this is how we use this technique today. Okay, non-bar wins. Then the seoi nage, shoulder throw. Now originally, pretend you have a knife in your hand, dagger, okay? They come down and go ahead and try to stab her, block. Then they would actually twist the wrist around so that the blade is way up in the air, put the shoulder in, and then just pull down on the arm. And here, it probably would either break the elbow or dislocate the shoulder. But more than that, once they're thrown, they get thrown on their head. And again, she gets to go home and he doesn't, right? With the advent of the judogi, the technique actually changed a little bit. Because you could use the gi as a leverage device, the technique today looks like this. Morote seoi, just take a grip and go. Much easier to throw or execute the throw. Okay, the next throw we showed you was kataguruma, shoulder wheel. Okay, go ahead and just go ahead and throw it here. Okay. I love that fall. He doesn't, but that's okay. It doesn't hurt me a bit. Right? Anyway, today, in the rules of today, we cannot grab below the belt. It's illegal, and if you grab below the belt, you're disqualified. So many of the players, advanced players, have changed or modified the technique that looks like this. She did not touch below the belt, it's a legal throw. Okay? So these things are changed as modified through the ages. Now, the next series we talked about was the hip throw, ukigoshi. This technique happens to be Kano Sensei, the person that developed judo, his favorite technique. Okay, go ahead and do the ukigoshi. Just throw, just throw. Okay, where this technique was developed was, again, Connor's got a dagger. Okay, and I want you to do ogoshi or hip throw, just a regular hip throw. Okay, go ahead and just enter, don't throw it. Go ahead. Go. Now, if like this, here, there's a chance, this way a little bit, there's a chance for him to stab, okay? So what happened was, there was this is a kind of a jujitsu throw, okay? What they would do is, as the knife is coming down, she would throw her shoulder into the armpit. Go ahead and try that. Now, it's very difficult for the person to get thrown, and all she has to do is put the slight hip in and just lean forward and throw. Now, here, because it's dangerous, we allow the gi to be gripped and thrown. In the old days, they just threw them into the ground, and he does a nosedive, and that's it, okay? Now, the next technique is haraigoshi, sweeping hip throw. Where this came about was, go ahead and start doing ukigoshi, throw ukigoshi. Just keep throwing. As you can see, okay, that's good. Leave him alone. As you can see, when she throws, her hip is fairly shallow. Go ahead and just enter and see where the hip is. Okay? So the astute student of Kano, go ahead and try it again. Now she started to stepping around to avoid the throw. Okay? And so Professor Kano decided, well, there's got to be a way to throw from here. And what he did was go, stuck his foot out. Okay, one more time. Created a technique called haraigoshi, or sweeping hip throw, to catch the person from stepping around. Now, this technique also had a flaw. And the flaw was, she's standing on one foot. So as the person doing this haraigoshi comes in, the uke, all they have to do is stick their stomach out and made it almost impossible to throw. Okay? Professor Kano used to moonlight driving those rickshaw things. So he had a very strong leg and very strong arm. So what he decided to do was, as he blocks the throw, he actually changed the grip to the collar, lifted him up, and then dropped her hip and created the technique called tsurikomigoshi, or inducing hip throw. Okay? So, as you can see, judo has changed through the years, and it is actually changing today. Now, Kodokan Judo has 67 main techniques. In the past several years, in the International Judo Federation, at the major world championships and at the Olympics, they counted the number of techniques being used, unique techniques, and they have counted close to 300 different techniques being used today. So it's constantly evolving, changing, and I think that was really the idea behind the development of the technique, which Professor Kano put together in the form of kata. So this is the end of our demonstration. Thank you very much. Good job, guys. You know me?
Hey! Stop! See! Go! Go! Sit! Touch! Cool! Two! It's! Hey! Stop!
Hey. Got that? Right.
はい、ピナニョンダン。Now in more real time. Hi, Walter, John, Francois. Okay, I think we're going to break this up a little bit. Whoa. The ageless wonder of Soke Kubota, very famous if you recognize him from movies and commercials and impromptu demonstration practice as a separate art, but very close and similar to karate in timing techniques and other things, and yet very different in other ways simply because it's weapons. So we're gonna, I will attempt, I don't have the same memory as Rod and Soke Kubota, but we'll demonstrate a little bit of side technique. If I forget, remember we have Demura Sensei there, and I'm Dementia Sensei. Okay, so.
The first one is Tsukizu, where the Uchitachi, the lead, strikes the Shitachi's head. Shitachi avoids the strike, and as Uchitachi goes to Jodan Kamae, or high Kamae, high stance, Shitachi will strike the Uchitachi's kote or wrist, and then they will retreat. Tsukizu. Not only do they have to use proper form with the jo, the person using the sword must also perform properly with the katana. Next is number 2, Suigetsu, as the Uchitachi strikes the Shitachi. Shitachi avoids the strike and then thrusts to the Uchitachi's solar plexus or chest area. Uchitachi then takes the standard middle kamae or middle stance. Shitachi will then strike the sword down. Number 3, Sanbome, is Hisage. As Uchitachi advances to a threatening distance, Shitachi turns into the Uchitachi and points the jo. As the Uchitachi strikes the Shitachi's head, Shitachi will block the strike and will move the sword away. As the Uchitachi is pushed back, the Shitachi will threaten and subdue the Uchitachi with the tip of the jo. Kata Yohonme, or number 4, Shamen. As Uchitachi strikes, Shitachi steps to the right to avoid the strike, and simultaneously strikes the Uchitachi's temple. As the Uchitachi steps back, Shitachi will strike the Uchitachi's solar plexus or chest area. Gohonme, number 5, Sakan. As the Uchitachi thrusts the Shitachi's chest area, the Shitachi deflects the thrust and then strikes the sword down. The Shitachi will pursue the Uchitachi. Uchitachi takes the middle stance, Kamae. Shitachi strikes the sword down and then threatens the Uchitachi. honme. Number 6, monomi. Uchidachi will strike the shidachi. Shidachi avoids the strike by turning to the right. Shidachi pivots around and strikes the uchidachi's forearm. Shidachi then strikes the uchidachi's chest area, the solar plexus. And the last in this series, Nanahome, number 7, Kasumi. Uchidachi will lower the sword to Judan Kamae, standard Kamae, as Shidachi takes Kamae. Shidachi strikes the sword. Uchidachi strikes, but Shidachi blocks the strike and pushes the Uchidachi back. Uchidachi will then repose and strike to the Shidachi's head. Shidachi blocks the strike and moves the sword away. Uchidachi is pushed back. The Shidachi will then subdue the Uchidachi with the tip of the jaw. Thank you very much. This will conclude our demonstration of Jodo for tonight.
2, 3, hit!
There you go, is that? Yeah, there you go. All right. This is for a great 2016 Nikkei Games for all the generations, and for all you people that have been so gracious to give us your time and your money. Don't quit. Banzai! Banzai! Banzai!